New week, new character video. This time it's Samantha Cooper featuring Asian lady model. And I can fully cover it since I finally signed up for the 80/20 newsletter, which admittedly I should have done like a while ago. Before we dig into what she has to say though, can we take a minute to express frustration at how hard it is to talk about this character model? She's only been playable twice across all Supermassive games, 3 times if you assume that she's probably one of the people in Bravo Team, and we still don't have a standardized name to use for the model. Each model tends to get named after the most memorable time they were used, not necessarily the first time we saw them. So this is always Olsen, we call him Eric, we call her Taylor, this model is John, and so forth. Things get a little confusing because there's a Daniel and a Danny, but those names refer to very different characters and we're generally able to tell them apart. The problem with Asian female model is that she's barely been in the games. Blogger at the end of Devil in Me, fighting stall proprietor in Medan. Her 2 major appearances were in Hidden Agenda, where her name is Felicity, and now 80/20, where her name is Samantha. Both the names of iconic heroines from other Supermassive games. Hopefully she gets another lead role with a distinct name that we can attach to her sooner rather than later. Now, the audio.
The crew will be under immense pressure on this mission, so we need to ensure they're in a good place, both physically and mentally. That's why I'm here, to care for them.
Not a huge amount to glean from the actual audio this time. She's a doctor in charge of crew health, but she doesn't use any strange or elaborate language that might allow us some insight into her personality, other than the obvious observation that doctors have to have some level of emotional distance from their patients to be able to successfully function. Note that she talks about the crew being put in stressful situations, subtly implying that she's separated out from whatever might trigger that stress. Which is a little interesting because of the 3 characters we've seen profiled so far, 2 of them have demonstrated a coldness towards the rest of the crew, while the commander very much seems to have his ego wrapped up in the mission and the survival of his crew. The visuals don't differ too much from what we've already seen. Eye scan, the same DNA check that Stafford had, but with different sections of the strand highlighted, so keeping a close eye on that as a possible source of clues going forward. The numbers at the bottom left, bottom right, and software version all seem to be the same, and the time code puts this as being shot at the start of the 14th hour of footage, so we'll have that timeline soon. Now let's look at the cut-ins. The first doesn't look familiar, and it might be a new shot. It's a silhouetted woman looking to the side, viewed from the back. Is this Samantha? This looks like one of those gunk lumps on her right side, and her hair seems to be pulled up and back here, so we know that Samantha's hair is a little longer and tied back. That could match, but there's no way to be sure until we get a better look at her. Then we get a shot of the guy in front of the exploding equipment in the pipe room, followed by the people dangling outside the ship during a lightning storm, followed by another look at our beloved Miller, the dead Canadian. The most interesting thing happens not in the cut-ins though, but in the talking head sequence right as the footage ends. The entire time, Samantha is talking to an interviewer off camera, just to the left of the lens, like the other characters have been. But look what happens here at the end. Right after she says care for them, she spots something off to her right and looks over at it. Then after the cut-in, her eyes go wide as if she's surprised by something she saw over there. Finally, her lips do something strange, as if she's starting to say something we don't get a chance to hear. So what happened in the interview room that we didn't get a chance to look at? Or is this just something that happened in the motion capture session that they left in? Hopefully we find out. Now, over to the email. We learn right away that she comes from the military and she's got a tragic history behind her. So she lost an entire team at Jessup's station. Interesting, because I thought that Stafford's bio included the implication of a previous tragedy for him. But for Samantha, it's confirmed right away. Jessops is a very strange name, since it's not the usual spelling of a last name, and other than a camera company, there's nothing of note connected with it if you search on Google. Is it a contraction of the name of a location with Jess at the start and the word operations? Hopefully we'll learn more soon. Is the prologue going to take place during the Jessop Station tragedy? That would be a big twist for the franchise. So she helped Zoe Anders get a spot on the mission. Is the character I've been calling the stowaway due to her outfit the Zoe Anders in question? Or have we just not met her yet? More importantly, why did they need a replacement science officer for the mission? What happened to the previous officer? Were they sidelined because they discovered something sinister about the mission and Corinth didn't want them sharing it with the rest of the crew? She's resolved to save the world and apparently has a great bedside manner. She certainly seems level-headed in the interview segment, so that sounds right. Now, why do they keep teasing us with this? What is the terrible thing that the people of Earth are facing? I just watched the show Paradise, and we had to wait for most of the season before the show was finally willing to be like, okay, it's a super volcano. While I don't think they have to give away all of the secrets in the lead up to the game's release, we better find out what's going on with Earth pretty soon after the game starts. So that's the latest character intro. Plenty to sink our teeth into and more reason than ever to get excited. Just 5 months away, people. For now, though, I've been the Hidden Object Guru. Thanks for watching. If you had a good time and you'd like to see more of those buttons coming up to help with that, questions, comments, your own theories about 80/20, go in the comments section below the video. I will see you back here for more Directive 80/20 next week when we get the new video. But until then, I'll say that's right. Au revoir.